right? If you can see, right, what an institution is doing internally, the people, right, the inputs and the outputs, right, the legal structure that regulates them and what they regulate, right, materially, right? If you could see all of this, right, you would not get stuck on these grand narratives that these politicians sell you, right? These grand words, right? Like tariffs, right? They can't, a politician cannot just use the word tariff, right? Because you, right, would have the tool, right? You would have been raised in an environment, right? And where people just don't say random words, okay? They don't say random words and I give you a vague idea, right? Well, first off, you wouldn't even need someone to give you a narrative, right? But like, let's say, right, everything else being the same, right? It would literally, due to the nature of our reality at that point, it would not make sense. Because you would literally be like, on the interface, tariff what? Right? You would, right, be forced, right, to actually know what you're talking about. That will naturally remove people who are just talking to talk and leave people that actually are trying to solve the problem. Do you understand? None of this making up a narrative, right? You have no idea what consequence that is. You have no legal, nothing. You vaguely understand that means that someone is gonna pay more somewhere. That's all you know. You don't know what they're gonna tell. This wouldn't exist in this world. Another benefit I see, right, is that because we don't have the reference, right, of the mental reality superimposed with the structural reality, right? Because we don't have that reference, right? These politicians, these people in charge can basically say anything as long as it emotionally hits you, right? As long as it emotionally makes sense to you, right? It passes, right? But if you, right, let's say, right, if you could have the current structure, right, and how it's currently done, right? I'm talking about systematically, right? If someone were to put right next to that a stupid idea, just a dumbass idea that would work if we're just doing like giving a speech, right? But if once you put that same idea, right, in the web of other solutions, right, actual solutions, right, the idiocy becomes self-evident, right? You'd see someone going like, the law is this, right? And it does this, and it should be changed to this, blah, 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 right? And then you'll have these dumbass going like, oh, we should tariff all of it. Something that would have made sense, right? Just you standing there using your sound vibration to make shit up in your mind as that person talks, right? Something that would have made sense in that structure, right? Would make their idiocy would be clear as day. You would have someone like with the graphs and like, you would see like up and down, right? And then this idiot is like, oh, we should do this. It'd be obvious. Sure, you can have your opinion, right? It's a democracy. You can put it on the board, right? You can put it on the board and whatever, right? But it will be obvious. It would be obvious that these people have no fucking clue what the fuck they're talking about. They don't give a fuck about the actual problem. And you'd realize that they have never heard of these institutions, right? They've never heard about what they do. They don't give a fuck, son. It'd be obvious that they just want something else. So it'd be up to you to stand there and be like, okay, well, that sounded really good in a speech. But now that I see, like, who actually manages this, right? The people, their input, the output, the law, and you sounded stupid as fuck. This does not solve, I had no idea it worked this way, and you sound like a complete idiot. It'd be up to you to be honest, right? It'd be up to you. It'd be up to, not only would it be up to you, right? You would have to vote for that. You would have to put your name on the dumbass idea, but like, actually, I think this idea is good. Everyone else would be like, okay, who were the 7 people that voted for literally the most like the thing that would destroy this instant? Like, who's gonna regulate water now? Like, you would look stupid. You yourself would know you're a fucking dumbass, and you just be quiet. You just be like, well, I'm glad it's anonymous. I voted for it. I don't care. I don't care. You'd be that idiot. Fine. It's fine. Hey, baby, it's a free country. You could put whatever dumbass idea you want. Fine. We're gonna shit on you. We'll never vote for you in power, because sure, you could use some Takiobi. You could use all the Takiobi you want. It's the trans, it's the gays, it's the this, it's the brown people, it's this, it's that, yeah, sure, okay. Now, you see, this is the location that does this. How you fixing that, right? You'd look fucking stupid. It wouldn't work no more. It'd work, but it'd be obviously dumb. This is why we need a society interface. If we do not, right, they'll just create the same structure, but then give the government the power, and then next thing you know, someone in the government is putting people in a concentration camp. Oh my God. Because it didn't solve the fundamental issue, right? The fundamental issue, right, is that we as a society have this thing that I call system density blindness. You understand? Right? No one has an understanding of all of these structures and systems around them, right? And they're overlapping regulatory, legal, and it's right. We all just lie. We just lie and make shit up, right? So then, right, we vote for somebody, right? And look at all of these institutions and shit that control everything around you, and you didn't know. You didn't know about it. You just remembered. You heard about it maybe like at some news point at some point, and it was very important, and it's gone. And it's gone. You open up the news, and it's gone. Oh, wait, what? They filled it with a bunch of Nazis, and now they control our banking system? What the fuck? I've never heard of this department before. You'll get the same problem, right? Because you, as an individual, need to understand this relationship, right? Now, it's impossible to actually do that, right? Because we're just a person. We're just a human, right? It's impossible, right? Impossible. Maybe some genius savant can be like, I know every. Sure, maybe, right? That's not gonna work. That's the problem, right? But we have Technology. You understand? We have technology now, right? We can collapse all of that data at the palm of your hands. We just got to make it kawaii. That's all. The key is making it kawaii. That's all. It's just, you got to be able to glide through it like butter. That's it. Nothing crazy, son. Nothing like, not too many. You know, you get a Steve Jobs motherfucker and he'll get it done. He'll get it done. Every single one of these old motherfuckers and all these young, they be like, oh, they could navigate through it. They're like, oh, wow, that's how that works? Oh, is that what is happening in my block? Is that the right? Once you can see all of the invisible relationships that make up your society, right? And that is accessible at any point very easily, right? In a temporal dimension, in a geospatially temporal overlaid way, right? Because our brain neurons work with spatial, right? With the space. I could name all of these departments. Where are they? Let me tell you, where are they? You don't know. They might as well not exist, right? Once you can walk through the conceptual halls of your government, of your society, with your eyes closed, the same way you can walk into your house with the eyes closed and do everything like you're blind. I know we all did it when we were little kids, right? We're like, I can do everything. I can do everything with my eyes closed, right? The moment we can do that as a society, right? You'll be a little closer to free, motherfucker. We don't need to give the government the power, right? We don't have to give them all the power, right? And we can't have these dumbass motherfuckers with their takiyobi, with their stupid fucking ass, manipulating these stupid, hateful, demonic, pedophile ass, fucking stupid ass, sheep ass motherfuckers all around us. You understand? Do you understand, right? And now you can go directly to the issue, son. Directly to the issue. Directly to the issue. You're like, hold up. I have an opinion about this very specific thing here. This is my opinion. And the news will be better. The news will do a better job because the news just picks like maybe 20 things that happened that day or whatever out of the 10,000 little changes in the government, right? Hey, look, it could be their job to be like, whoa, there's something going on right here in this really hyper-specific place. You know, they'll still be around. But now we have the material and structural basis of our reality present, right? They can pick the 20, 30, 50 things that are most interested or whatever, right? Fine, right? But when we got to go back to a very specific person doing a very specific legislative regulatory, we'd be like, hold up, you right there, sir, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck, fire him. Better than now, were you going to wait? You're going to open up the news, you're going to be like, oh, it's gone. It's gone. We need a fucking society interface. Until we do, we're going to be a bunch of blind motherfuckers getting spanked around, being broke as fuck, being tricked to fucking enslave your neighbors, you stupid fucking evil bastards, right? Destroying this planet, getting your money taken from your fucking pocket to give to these Nazi-ass motherfuckers all over the world. I could keep going, son. Fuck the CCP, son. Them fascist-ass motherfuckers can suck my balls. Fuck these Nazi-ass motherfuckers in the government. They're a bunch of broke, evil, pedophile, Nazi motherfuckers, son. We don't need nobody, son. We need ourselves. The truth will guide us. Through a society interface, we will have the truth, and people and these sick, disgusting bastards. Oh, they can put their truth and we'll see what they really are. It'll be very clear how fucking pathetic and evil and stupid they really are. It'll be self-evident. We will free mankind from this fucking idiotic blindness. The fucking CCP, they did not invent smart planning. Yeah, they're doing a great job. They can suck my dick, son. Fucking dumbasses, son. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. We is not sacrificing anything, son. These stupid motherfuckers. That's the one shit I hate about Hassan, son. That's the one shit I hate about Hassan, son. His analysis, 90% of the time, on point, son. On point. But he got that authoritarian dog in him, son. He got that authoritarian dog in him. One. And two, this motherfucker does not... All of the issues that he spends all day complaining about are made by the government. It's the government is doing the issues. Half the time. More than half the time. But the answer is more government. It's like, bruh, you don't see the issue there? Now, he's completely correct. He's stuck between a hard... Because at the end of the day, organization is the only way to solve these larger systematic issues. Like, you cannot fundamentally get away from that, right? So I think some organization structure will have some sort of monopoly in some sort of... Right? In that sense, he's not wrong, right? But then motherfucker, he got stuck there. He got stuck there, right? Because they're doing a great job. Right? Nah. Nope. Nah. We're not having that either. We is not having that either, son. We're having our cake and we're eating it too. We're going to take the dictatorship of the proletariat and we're going to virtualize that, superimpose it on top of the fucking liberal governance, right? And we're going to hope for the best. I don't know. We're going to call it techno-communism with American democratic, totally not communist. What do they say? Characteristics. I don't know. I don't know. Something like that. We'll something catchy, right? Nah, son, no, dog, no. Absolutely not happening. These politicians, they're going to become rubber stampers. That's what they're going to become, son. They're going to wait there, look at the fucking screen, the whole population, right? From all the technical expert levels and their votes, and then that to the other votes, and then the whole population vote. I don't fucking know how it is structured or whatever, because I'm assuming, like, you know, someone who actually works there should maybe have a slightly higher say than like everyone randoms, right? But I don't know. You could probably algorithmically figure that out. I don't fucking know. I don't know, right? But these rubber stampers. Rubber stampers. Oh, you have an opinion as a politician? Okay. put it in the interface. There you go. Shut your stupid ass up. Put your opinion in the matrix of all other opinions and their sub-opinions and whatever, son. There you go. Well, you want to give a speech? You want to give a speech? Shut the fuck up. You want to give a speech? You want to shut the fuck up, son, and stamp the rubber stamp and move it along, son. That's how I'm seeing it. Would that be a one-party system? I don't know. I don't think so. Does it have to be? I don't know. I mean, at that point, why would you even have a party? What are you gonna, like, your party could not even hold a drop to the complexity of real life issues, dog. Like, it doesn't hold up. Like, when you get to a real solution, like, okay, like, there's a shit ton of this toxin in this area for whatever reason, son. Sure, dog, you could say no. You could say, nah, we could leave it there. Fine, like, I don't know. Like, you can have, like, it's just not gonna go. It's just not gonna, you can have your ideology or whatever, that's fine, but it's just not really gonna go. When you get to it, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you're gonna figure that out. You're gonna figure out the hard way. You're gonna be like, okay, well, I have never thought about this situation at this way and ever in my life. And if I go this way, if I go this way, I don't even fucking know. That's what's gonna happen, son. You're gonna have to make up new fucking ideologies. You're gonna have to create a whole new fucking ideology, son. What's a political group, dog? Now you gotta solve problems for real. What's a political group, huh? Who's gonna help you? No one's gonna help you, bitch. You better fucking put your real answer there, right? And if you don't got a fucking answer, you better shut the fuck up. Yeah. Get somebody that can. Get the 7 people that can with their 7 different opinions and their 4 variations of their opinions. Put it on the board, have them argue, and then we vote. And matter of fact, we'll probably put it together. We'll be like, we like this one. That makes sense from this guy. That makes sense from this guy. That makes sense from this guy. That makes sense. What are you going to call that? What ideology is that? What ideology is that? You're going to look stupid. We can have our cake, and everyone gets to eat it too, son. None of that, oh, the government is gonna come and snatch people away or something. Nah. Censoring the news or some shit. Hell no, son. Get the fuck out of here. I want to see that slide. I want to see the 10% of people be like, yes, censor. And then 90% of people be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I want to see it, son. Go ahead. Go ahead. The only reason any of these people vote against their interest is because they're stuck in their little narrative like, well, this guy is doing the shit that I have no idea about for me. He said that's how it is. That's what it is, son. Because you a sheep to these stupid motherfuckers, son. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, son. If you didn't have no team, no nothing, and you were just by yourself you're like, how do I solve this problem? You're going to be... I believe most people would be honest to God and like honest actors. We can hope. Join me, son. Join me. We will build this society interface. We will put these disgusting monsters in their place. We will free this country. We will have our cake and eat it too. And every single one of these peasant motherfuckers can go to hell.